We got Biggie Smalls looking over our workout today because Doug's about to kill us. All right, guys, today we're at Core headquarters. I'm here with my man, Meaty Thighs. This is Patrick.
What's up, Paul?
He runs this joint. We got the president, the CEO, Doug Miller over here. Bobby Bands is shooting video. So we got Biggie Smalls looking over our workout today because Doug's about to kill us.
I don't know, Meat goes ham too.
I know. Listen,
took some Mabe today.
my leg volume is not up to your guys' standards, so I'll just try to get a couple shots of each set. I'll try to make sure I look good, Doug looks bad, if that's possible. Look at these. You call him Meaty Thighs. Look at those things. We're going to get Doug to strip down today, maybe Pat too.
I got my leggings on for you, Paul.
If you
go full meat.
If you want to be a pro natural bodybuilder, just come work for Core Nutritionals. I promise you. They're all starting to look alike around here.
So that's why David joined the team. He wasn't here since he came on board.
Carl got huge too. So
Carl's having surgery this week. He's got that old man stuff.
Shout out to crazy Uncle Carl. But this is it, Core Nutritionals, Sterling, Virginia, for a short amount of time. We just released our first ever plant-based protein. 3 flavors. They got a deal going right now. If you get all 3, it's 10% off. If you use my code, it's another 20% off, PaulR20, and you get a free shirt.
That's right. Got
So
plans.
I'll put a link below, but this isn't a commercial. It's time to work.
All right, guys, it doesn't get much more raw than this. I shot this all with my phone, but I wanted to give you guys some insight into what it takes to train legs with some guys like this. Now, both of these guys are at the highest level of the pro natural bodybuilding world. Doug is a multi-time world champion. Pat, I think he placed top 5 last year at the Orton Cup at the Worlds and top 2 at another pro show. So, Patrick's on his way to becoming a great bodybuilder as well. So what I want to do is break down the entire workout. And, I've trained with Doug many times, and this is pretty typical. He loves his volume. He loves his intensity. There's not a lot of talking. With 3 of us going, somebody was always training. We started the workout, and I'll list it below, with sets of 20 on leg extension. So this was a quad-focused workout. So we ended up doing 4 sets of 20 now, with very little break and pretty explosive movements. You see how they perform them. We ended up doing a drop set also on the last set. So I kept up with them on this. I was able to do 3 plates on the leg extension. No worries, right? Well, wrong, because I was already pretty pumped after that. And so then we went right into a hack squat. Now, I have not done hack squats in a while, but I was excited to try it because I like this machine. It's got the adjustable platform. And again, Doug just starts off again with, I think we did sets of 10 here with 3 plates, and then we'll get into what he did next. But, what happens in these workouts where you're not really taking long breaks is that you really start to accumulate some blood volume in your legs, and you can really feel them. And actually, prior to this week, I knew I was going to train legs with these guys, so I actually had picked up my leg volume a little bit. But it just reminded me how great it is to be around people that are this focused and this driven to perform their workouts like this. Training at home, it's great. It's a great outlet, but it's nothing like the intensity that goes into this. And I couldn't really play the audio from these clips because they had the music blasting, and I didn't want to get all the copyright stuff. But, the music, the kind of camaraderie, the, calling each other out on stuff. And obviously I'm nowhere near as strong as these guys. I am a pro natural bodybuilder, so, I have a decent base of muscle, but I hadn't done this in a while. So I really took my time, make sure everything feels good. At 44 years old right now, my big focus is, how do I feel after the workout? And I got to be honest, it's the next day. I feel really good. I'm a little sore, obviously, but it was really good. And you'll see why here, because typically, when you train like this, you're going to go back and forth between, let's say, a quad and a hamstring. They just hammered the quads this entire workout. And so we ended up doing, again, on this exercise, 4 sets of 10. But I promise you, if you write down the workout on paper, it might not look that impressive, but I can tell you these guys take every set pretty much to failure. And they finish off most exercises with some variation of a drop set or an intensity technique. And this was Doug's second to last set. So I didn't get a lot of sets of myself. Obviously, the weights I'm using aren't nearly as impressive as what they're doing. But I just kind of want you to see really what Doug and Patrick are up to. This is Doug with 4 plates per side on this particular session. But you'll see, we go back around again. Pat did his set, then I did my set, then Doug did. There was very little talking, very little breaks between sets, and these guys were really getting after it. And I started seeing stars a little bit, not going to lie, but I enjoyed it. I kind of missed that kind of, intensity from training. And this was something Doug said he had never done on this machine, 5 plates per side on this particular hack squat. And if anybody's not familiar with Doug, I mean, his workouts are kind of legendary. I've been around people in my life that can handle a lot of volume and a lot of weight. And I don't know of anyone that's as strong or can train with as much volume and intensity as Doug. I've done it for a few weeks at a time when we traveled together, and I just don't have the ability to recover the way he does from these workouts. I can do them every now and then, but it's always fun to be around them and see them in person. And then you just look at the results. His physique is, world class. And he's not even in prep. This is just how he lives his life. This is what they do. Core Nutritionals is all about the best. They're going to make the best supplements. They're going to have the best training sessions. They're going to use the best techniques. Doug's actually building out a gym right now, and this is some of the equipment that he's bought. So this was 5 plates for a set of 10. And then we moved over to, you guessed it, leg press. So it was pretty fast and pretty relentless, especially once we started getting on the leg press, because, we started with, I want to say 4 or 5 plates, but they were stacking on 2-3 plates per set, to the point where on Doug's final set, I think he had 10 plates per side. And then they would do a drop set, which I wasn't able to film my stuff, obviously, because I had to do it. So I did give the camera here to Patrick for a second. And this is what you call a classic stall technique, where when you're really tired, you just ask Doug a question. You say, hey, Doug, what's your favorite core nutritional supplement? And then he tells you a story, and you save yourself about 30 seconds. And then Doug says, hey, let's go, Paul, because he figures out what you're trying to do. So this was my top set. I think I did 8 plates for 6. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. I pushed myself hard. Obviously, training with these guys just reminded me where I needed to get to, but we actually did a drop set there, dropped like 3 plates and dropped a couple more. And for the quad finisher, this was really what we did. I didn't get to film my set, but this was Doug walking with 135 to one end of the warehouse and back. And he actually did a set with 185, just to give you an idea of his leg volume. Look at that stuff. And then we just finished up with some calves. So the whole workout, I'll list it below. Check out Doug's hamstrings. He wouldn't really strip down. He doesn't really like to show off too much, but I got him to show me his hamstrings. But yeah, we finished off with like 4 or 5 sets of calf presses. By this time, I had no brain. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.